All right, here we go. What if you don't forgive you, which is possible? We've all done things that cause pain to people, including ourselves. Some have changed jobs for a better life, only to be laid off and watch their family suffer. People have invested large amounts of money in the stock market, only to lose it all, even though they meant to contribute the earnings to God. Women having abortions often regret it soon after, and they remember things like birthdays, and they may suffer irreparable physical damage. Each of these examples is forgivable by Jesus Christ. Remember the parable of Matthew 18, 21 through 35, when the unforgiving servant was handed over to tormentors. Holding anything against anyone includes ourselves, and God doesn't want us living in torment. Ask yourself, do I have something against me? You might remember that parable where the master forgave someone underneath him, one of his servants, but then that servant had someone underneath him and he refused to forgive him. The information got back to the master, just like all the information is known by Jesus Christ, our master. And he called that servant, who was one of his servants, and he said, because you haven't forgiven your brother, I'm turning you over to the tormentors. And we talked a little bit about that in past weeks, but whether they're spiritual, demonic, or working through other people to make your life miserable, something will eat away at our lives if we do not forgive people. So, going on in the third paragraph, without turning painful mistakes over to our Lord, we can become angry toward ourselves. As time passes, we may feel trapped by the damage that cannot be undone, and have reoccurring flashbacks. You may begin to feel anger and overreact with hot-tempered outbursts as you try to stuff hurtful memories. Some people withdraw, becoming embittered, slandering themselves with regular negative self-talk like, I just know I'll fail. You might begin counting and keeping record of all the stupid, painful things that you've done. This is where addictions like drugs and alcohol, pornography set in to provide release from the tension that eats at you. Self-destructive habits may develop, like promiscuity or withdrawing. And when vengeance sets in, people want to make themselves pay by cutting or self-sabotaging your potential successes. Peter was loyal, so when he heard that rooster crow, he was crushed. Jesus and Peter had to forgive Peter for him to progress in life. Unless you forgive yourself, you'll never realize all God's plan. Vengeance on ourselves is never enough. It's a never-ending prison. So ask our Lord to reveal the wounds you've caused others, which affected you also. List them. And when you receive your own forgiveness, by God's grace, you can be freed forever. And so, just as a way of reminder, when it includes ourselves, forgiving terminates torment for us too. Remember, in that parable, Jesus was saying to this man, you'll be turned over to tormentors. This guy didn't go to hell. His life would be tormented because he refused to forgive.